Happy Vlogmas Day 14! Hey everybody! I have disappeared for the last few weeks. I think the last Vlogmas video I recorded was Sunday and it's now Saturday the 14th, so this week has just been like gone by in the blink of an eye. I don't know how we're Saturday already. But yeah, happy Vlogmas. So I got a couple of fun things I want to share today, like some crafty project things that I got that I'm going to start working on. But I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. I can't believe we're already at the 14th. Like, it's gone by really fast. This morning we have, because it's already like 3:45 here. But this morning I went out to drop off some packages at the post office, which I knew was going to be insane, and it was absolutely insane. There was no parking. It's always a busy little post office anyway, the one that near us. But anyway, I did get a bunch of packages shipped out today. So if you're waiting on a package, check your email. And so you'll always get, the email with the tracking number if it's on its way. There's just, I think I've got like 2 more that are like dyed up already and ready to go. And then I got a little bit more dyeing to go. But yeah, we're on track for the holiday deadline with shipping with USPS next week, and also working hard on getting the society parcels, the Storyteller Stitchery society parcels put together and shipped out. And I'm trying to get those out a little bit early as well this month, just because the shipping is so crazy at this time of year, and I know things get delayed and whatnot. So just trying to get it in your hands, hopefully not too late, but yeah, planning to get those shipped early next week. So you guys will, if you're a society member, you'll get shipping notifications coming through soon with your tracking numbers. So yeah, busy, all good stuff. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Melissa. I am the founder and dyer behind Storyteller Stitchery. And if you have been following along, I was much more regular with Vlogmas videos in the start, and then I completely lost the plot. I'm very impressed by anybody who is running a small business this time of year and is also able to record daily Vlogmas videos, because clearly that's not me. I've not been able to, and that's okay. We do what we can do. But yeah, hopefully next week we'll get back to daily as much as possible if I've got something to share. So yeah, I wanted to share with you guys, let's see. So like I said, I ran up to the post office this morning and then I went to the library. So I had a book on hold at the library, which is, one moment, because I'm dropping things. So I picked up this one from the library, and it's a great gluten-free one. And so Paul has a gluten allergy, so it's been a few years now, maybe like 5 or 6 years now, and so I've mostly switched over our baking and do kind of like traditional British Christmas recipes, but I make them gluten-free now, so like gluten-free mince pies and gluten-free stollen, and I've kind of found recipes that I like, but this one I thought I'd give it a try. This one isn't a Christmas book specifically, but it does have all kinds of different treats and pies and pastries and cookies and lots of good stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd give that a try. If you are new to gluten-free baking, one of the things I would say is not to just substitute, like I know you can get the gluten-free all-purpose blends, and that's how I started out switching things over. So I would just kind of, instead of using plain flour, I would use the gluten-free mix. But for like pastry and bread and things like that, I've found that I get better results if I switch to like using multiple different gluten-free flours, so like some starch, some with more of a protein, and using recipes that specify that. Yeah, it just gives a little bit better results. So I haven't tried this book yet, but those shortbreads look good. So yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to give it a whirl and see what we think. Because you know, he's gluten free, but obviously he still wants treats. Oh my gosh, that looks good. Look at that one with that gooey caramel core. I have to say my nails are absolutely destroyed, so I'm going to hide them as much as possible. But if I'm showing you stuff on camera, you're going to end up seeing them. I've done so much dyeing this week, and all my nail polish is chipped. And actually I wear gloves when I'm doing the dyeing, so it's not that per se, but it's actually the washing of all of the pans and everything, with the obviously the soap and washing them all after dyeing. I tend not to wear gloves then, which I really should, and that I think is what destroys my my nail colour. So anyway, I'm fully aware that they're a hot mess, but I haven't recorded since Sunday, so I thought we're just gonna go with it. So yeah, we picked that book up at the library, and then while we were there I called into the bookstore that they have on site, and so it's all used books, and it's amazing. We're really lucky. It's an amazing little bookstore that has a wide range of like genres, and it's always packed. It's always like really full of books, and so I always like to go in and just have a little look and a kind of a little peruse around. And so I'll show you what I picked up from there. So I actually got 4 recipe books, and the recipe books are always 4 for $1, so 25 cents each. So I got this one, which I love, Half Baked Harvest, by Tegan, is it Gerard? She's not gluten free, so I do substitute like some of the ingredients, but she has delicious recipes, and a lot of them are naturally gluten free, but like, you know, if it's a pasta dish, then I'll use gluten free pasta, things like that. But she has like beautiful recipes, so it's one that I've had on my list to buy. I do kind of look at her recipes on our website, kind of, you know, fairly regularly. So that was the first one I grabbed. And then I got The Minimalist Kitchen by Melissa Coleman. And so I just thought this one also looked like it had some interesting recipes in it. And I mean, once you're getting one, you might as well get 4 because it's $1. But the other good thing about it is all of the money that the bookstore raises goes directly into the children's book program. So buying, you know, new books and resources and things for the children's reading program. So it's really great. This is the third one. So I actually have a couple of Danielle Walker's. I have 2 other books that she has done, and then picked up this one, which I think this one might be the original, like her first book, but she has great gluten-free recipes. So I just saw lemon curd. That's one of Paul's favorites. He'll want that. So yeah, excited to have a look through and pick some recipes from there. And then the last one I grabbed just as a 4th book. I'm not familiar with it at all. It's called Mastering My Mistakes in the Kitchen. So you got black, can you see that? And it is by Dana Cowan. And it says, learning to cook with 65 great chefs and over 100 delicious recipes. So I just had to flip through, and there were just a few recipes that I thought looked interesting. And I like the thought of it being, you know, that she's kind of touring around and adding recipes from different chefs. So yeah, so those are my 4 books. And then I also grabbed this one, Lessons in Chemistry, which I have read before, but I had borrowed it from the library and I loved the story. I loved the book. So it was $5 because it was so a lot of the books are $1, and then if they're like a new one or a like a really popular one, then it's a $5 one. But again, like $5 for a hardcover book, what a steal. And then that $5 goes straight directly into the children's reading program. So I'm very happy, very, very happy with that. So every time I go to the library, I come home with a stack of new books, and we run out of bookshelf space. So Paul is kind of rolls his eyes when he sees me walking in with the stacks of books every time. The other thing I picked up was 2 little packets from the Seed Library. So if you're not familiar, I think it's pretty common now for libraries to have a seed library. But if you're not familiar with it, basically they have seeds that you can check out. So in our library, you are limited to 2 packets a month. Obviously, you don't return them. They're just seeds that you get to take home and plant. So I grabbed some firewheel, which is a desert plant. We do live in the Arizona desert. And it's one that you can plant in fall or winter, and then the flowers will come up in spring. So I'm going to give that a go. We have a lot of rabbits in this neighborhood, and every time I try and plant flowers, they'll grow. Usually right when they're about to bloom, the rabbits will come through and just like eat them down to the ground. So it's really a struggle to get things to flowers specifically to stay in the garden. Things like rosemary and stuff like that thrives and does awesome in the desert, and the rabbits leave it well alone. They don't like it, they don't go anywhere near it. So there's some plants that just naturally do well, like the cactus, the agave, things like that. But flowers, like juicy greens. So we'll see if I can. And I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have things that help the local wildlife, but sometimes I wish they'd leave me like a few flowers, which they don't. They'll eat them to the ground. And then the other thing I grabbed was basil, or basil, depending on your accent. So this one says to plant in spring, but I'm going to go ahead and just plant it in a pot and yeah, get some basil. So that was a lovely trip to the library. I didn't take any footage any video, because I just feel a bit awkward in public sometimes, kind of walking around with a camera. So yeah, I didn't do that. And then, okay, another thing I wanted to show you was I got my stickers subscription. So if you're not familiar with the Sticky Club, I'll put the link in the description below. But they have 3 different categories. So I think it's vintage, pop, and cute. And every month is a different theme, and it's different across all 3. And what's really nice is you can switch each month between, she'll show you on Instagram what each monthly theme is ahead of the deadline. And as long as you kind of go take a look, you can log in and switch to whichever one that you want. So I tend to get the vintage because that just tends to be more kind of my style that I like. But it's super affordable. It's like $13, and it always comes in this little packet, which is like standard A5 6 ring, for a planner, so you can store it in there. And it always comes with these sorts of stickers that you can put on the corners, one on the front, one on the back, and so as you're flipping through in your planner, you can see what the themes are. But they have these little pockets. So this theme is Hearth of the Fox, and like I said, this was the December vintage theme. So in the back here there is a stack of stickers. So I'm going to flip through and show you guys. And it's by different artists, so you'll see the artwork on each sheet is different. The styles are sometimes very different. But they're all in this theme of foxes and cozy little winter foxes. So you get a bunch of sticker sheets. Oh, this is a cute little wintry one. See, make sure there's no glare. And this one. And then this little note card with some artwork on. This one's by Maiden Moose, and they're on Instagram as Maiden Moose, or Maiden_Moose on Instagram. So you always get, like I say, a stack of different stickers, and then on the other side there is this little guy, which is also a sticker, like a vinyl sticker. Look how cute that is. This one is by Magdalena Starzinski. So on Instagram, Magdalena.Starzinski. Starzinska. And then sometimes you get like a little, you know, post-it or like a little notepad or something. This one comes with these die cuts. So look how cute that is. And so if you are into planning or journaling, like, it's cute because you can just, you know, stick them down, put the stickers down. It kind of is a satisfying, like, quick and easy way to decorate. And like, even if you're journaling, right, like putting some stickers down before you start journaling and then kind of writing, you know, around it, just, it's just a nice little, I don't know, fun thing. I don't know if you ever outgrow stickers. So anyway, and then and you can also skip as well. So some months I'll skip it if, you know, there's not a theme that really you know, that I love. So yeah. What else? Oh, and then one of the things that I got recently is this little guy. So it says, quilting is my true north. So it came in this little tote bag, and so it's from, I always say the name wrong. I think it's Willow Cottage, and I always say Willow Creek. Let me just quickly check. I will put it in the, it's Willow Cottage Quilt Company. I'll put it in the link in the description as well. So I've made quilts before, but not for a really long time. I did classes with a local quilt store in the Phoenix area, like shortly after I moved here. So I want to say maybe 2008, 2009. I had made a full quilt for my bed when I was like 16. Didn't do much after that, and then did like a little bit of sewing. But then I did the full quilting class to kind of remind myself, and that was great. It was like every week for, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks or something. But that was years ago, and I've not made a quilt in a really long time. So I signed up for, let me dig in here and pull everything out. So I signed up for this kit, which was this year, like 2024's Block of the Month quilt with Willow Cottage Quilt Company and with Nicola, I think her name's Nicola from Cake Stand Quilts. So that's the designer. So she is British, and she collaborates with Willow Cottage Quilt Company, who are Canadian, and they do a different Block of the Month quilt every year. So like I say, this was 2024, and I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous. I didn't see it when they launched it at the start of the year. And so if you signed up for the club, then every month they would send you stuff for like each of the different blocks. And so every month you would make one block and then put the quilt together. So let's see. I'm going to find one of my favorite. Oh, look at the puffin. That's one of the quilt blocks. And then, oh, speaking of foxes, look at that little guy. I just think it's got like the colors and the design. There's a bear as well that I'm looking for because I love the bear. Let me see, where are you, guy? Where are you? Ursa Minor, page 20. There he is. Look at that little guy. So the kit that I bought is, sorry for the crinkles. Take it out. let me take it out of the plastic so it doesn't crinkle so much. There we go. So this is all of the fabric to make the quilt. So this one here, this kind of light blue with the coral flowers, this is the backing for the quilt. And then obviously the blue forms the background for the quilt blocks, which is why there's so much of this one. And then it did come, I'll show you how it came all packaged because I pulled stuff out when I was looking through the designs, but it came all tied up like this in a bundle, neater than I've got it now. But just to give you an idea of how it came. And then we got all of these fabrics to do the quilt blocks. So very excited to make that. And then I also, Louis, stop. You're not going out. Paul's outside putting up Christmas decorations in the front, and so Louis, our little French bulldog, thinks that he should be out there supervising. Not assisting or working, but supervising. So yeah, the other thing I signed up for is the 2025 Block of the Month Club. So it is also between a collaboration between Willow Cottage Quilt Company and Cake Stand Quilts. It's a very different design. It's much more, if I remember right, it has like a almost like an aqua, like a, not quite teal, but like a, you know, that light, very light pale. I don't think it's turquoise. Maybe it's more duck egg, but this is just me trying to remember, and it's been a few weeks since I looked at it. Anyway, and it's kind of more English cottage style. So off the top of my head, I remember there being like a rabbit and like an actual cottage in the middle, and other things. So I did sign up for the Block of the Month Club, so they're going to mail me like a little package every month, and I think there's videos with the designer, so you can kind of like quilt along and make the block with her with some guidance, because even though I've done quilts before, I've not done this kind of like piecework before. So yeah, I thought that would be helpful and fun. I was a member of their Acufactum club this year, and so every month I would get some Acufactum fabric in the mail, which is really cute fabric out of Germany. But I decided to cancel that one and go with the Block of the Month for the quilt. So I will share progress as I make stuff on that. The other thing that I got at the same time, in the same order, was some Christmas fabric. And this one. And so my thinking is, and I obviously haven't started yet, haven't cut into it all, but I'm thinking I would like to do a new Christmas project bag. So I need to get on it because we're already at December 14th. I ordered this, I don't know, late November. And so I was thinking I would do it kind of as soon as it came, and have, you know, use it through December, but I just haven't had a chance. So what I'm thinking is this will be the outside fabric and this will be on the inside. I'm going to make a little project bag for my knitting. So maybe, I don't know when I'm going to do that. Maybe next week. So speaking of knitting, the only project I've had a chance to work on lately, which, well, the only knitting project I've worked on lately is this one. So let me show you, I think this is the back. So this was supposed to be my Rhinebeck sweater. Obviously, did not get it finished by Rhinebeck. That's okay. I'm enjoying working on it though. So I think since I last shared it, I've done maybe like 1.5 chart repeats on the front. I think this is the front. So like slow progress, but that's okay. I just kind of chip away at it when I have some time. I'm really excited to get it done and to wear it. So this is on our Odyssey yarn base. So it's worsted weight, 80% merino, 20% alpaca, so it's lovely. It's a really nice feel. This one is our Copper State colorway at the top, and then this kind of like purple and red variegated is the Kraken, which is one of our Water Mythology colorways, and then this very pale mint color is Mr. Jeremy Fisher, which is one of our Beatrix Potter colors. So I'm loving how the colors are like working up together. So I'm very excited to finish it and wear it, and I'm thinking like over Christmas break I will you know, be able to do a bit more on it, because there's a limited window that I can wear a sweater in the Arizona desert. Like we are we're in winter now, like it's cold for the desert here. January tends to be the coldest month, and then from March onwards, like not a chance I'll be wearing a sweater. It's just too hot. So I got a really small window to get it finished and be able to wear it this year. So we'll see what happens. But if I don't get it finished, then, you know, it'll be ready for next year. Or if we travel somewhere colder, then I can wear it. I have one of my Christmassy mugs, which I love. Hello Pudding with the little Christmas puddings on. This one I got last year. This is not a new one. But I placed an order with the British store called Next, and got a couple of cute Christmassy mugs with Christmas puds on. So okay, what else? Oh, so I do have plans for another little crafty project. More rustling, sorry. So I picked up from Joann's 2 of these wreath frames. These are the 12-inch wreath frames, and they're super cheap. I think it was like, I don't know, $3 each or something. So I got 2 because I'm going to make one and my daughter's going to make one. So the plan is I'm going to take some of like the roving that I sell, the comb top, which is the fiber braids, like what's up top up there. And we're going to wrap the wreath and then make some pom-poms. And do a cute little, you know, wool decorated wreath, and then she wants to hang it in her room, and I'm going to hang it somewhere. I might actually hang it up over there where the National Park little sign thing is. I might actually hang it up there for the rest of the winter. So I grabbed 2 of those and a couple more pom-pom makers. And then I also got this this clover yo-yo maker. So you totally don't need one of these to make the yo-yos, because they're really, really, really simple. And the yo-yo is this here. So basically, like, you cut a circle of fabric, you do kind of a long running stitch, almost like a basting stitch around the outside, and then you pull the thread that you've just sewn around. You pull both sides, and as it pulls in, almost like a drawstring, it'll fold the edges in on itself, and so that's what you see right here. And then you tie it, and it makes like a little pillow. It's called a yo-yo. I don't know why, but the reason I bought the template for it is, first of all, it was 50% off. So it was like, I don't know what it was, not a lot, a couple of dollars. But I thought, you know, my daughter's not every now and again she'll kind of show interest in sewing something, but she usually, you know, this just makes it so much simpler. And so you don't have to like have a template. Like basically you just snap this frame onto a piece of fabric. Once it's snapped on, then you'll cut around the edge to give you that perfect circle, and then you sew through the little holes in that yellow disc with the fabric still in it. So it helps to guide you to like sewing it, and then once you've sewn all the way around, you'll open it up and, you know, take the fabric out, and that's when you'll do the drawstring on it. So I thought if she wants to make some, like, she might want to make some to add to her wreath, but she also loves to do like banners and different decorative things in her room, especially seasonal kind of ones. So I think she'll use it just on her own, kind of making some little things to put in her room. So like I say, you definitely don't need the template, but it will make it all a lot simpler for us. So the fact it was 50% off, I just grabbed it. So let's open Storyteller Stitchery Advent. And if this is your first time watching a video, we have been opening it every day, and the theme for our advent this year is Adventures in Wonderland. So the bag has the original artwork from the book, and then all of the items inside have some custom artwork for the advent. So we got a few to catch up on, because I have not recorded this week. So we're gonna open the 9. Here's the yarn, and then here is the fiber for that one. And this one is Corriedale. They're all a 1 ounce bundle, and some of them are tonal, some of them are variegated. So that is the 9th, the 10th. Let's find that. And so everybody, fiber and yarn advents all got the same on the 10th. Let's see, I can't remember what it is. Oh yes. So it is a little knitting needle gauge, and it tells you right here on the top that top line is knitting needle size, and right below that is the US size, and then below that is the crochet hook size. And so under each size hole you have the 3 different references, and that is the White Rabbit with his little clock, his little watch. So 11 is this one. And this one I was thinking of the White Rabbit, so I did the black speckles with the white. And I think this one was day 11. This one is Rambouillet. Day 12 is this one. Again, everybody yarn and fiber all got the same on day 12. So for this one, you get some tea, and it is Earl Grey Rose, which I thought was just a wonderful British tea and very Alice in Wonderland-ish. So Earl Grey Rose tea, and it's a delicious one. I've had that. We've had that 1 month in the society, and it's a really yummy one. It comes with a tea cocktail recipe. So I called it Mad Tea Fizz, and so it uses the Earl Grey tea as the base, some agave syrup or honey, gin, elderflower liqueur, a little bit of lemon juice, and then a splash of sparkling water or prosecco. And then it has instructions on the bottom to make it a mocktail, an alcohol-free version. And then it is loose tea, so everybody got some little disposable tea bags just in case you don't have a tea, a way to brew loose leaf tea at home. So I think I might make that cocktail tonight. So let's see, that was day 12, and let's just go to day 13, and then I know it's the 14th today, but we're opening a lot, so maybe I'll keep the 14th tomorrow and try and do another video then. So 13 is this one. So here's the yarn, very Queen of Hearts-ish, I think. And some fiber. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it is variegated red and pink the same. This one is merino. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and open day 14, and then we're caught up, because it is the 14th today. So day 14 is this one. So here it is. It's a little current project tag with Alice. So it's our Alice artwork that I designed for this Advent, and it just says current project, and it comes with a little lobster clasp right there, so you can hang it off your project bag, and it's just a cute little accessory. It's something a little bit fun. So if you have the Advent, I hope you're enjoying all of the different goodies. And I think maybe we'll go make a cocktail. Alright, so I thought for today's cocktail, because I'm planning to share every Saturday a different cocktail with you guys. So if you're not familiar, our monthly club is Storyteller Stitchery Society, and I do a themed tea cocktail with every collection, and so it's themed to the book, and then also a different tea that's available. So it's optional to add the tea on. If you do add the tea, you get the recipe card in your package, in your society collection. But I do send an email every month to society members, and I include the tea recipe as a digital download, so everybody has access to it. So anyway, I thought we would do this cocktail from May. So the book at that time was Circe, and so I named it Ayaya Isle Mate Cocktail, and the tea was Mate Brio. And I usually do carry this in the store because it's a popular one. It's actually one of my favorites, and it's a pretty popular one. If I'm out of stock and you want some, let me know and I can make sure to restock it. Every now and again it does go out of stock, and then I sometimes add it the next one. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. It just depends how I think it's selling. So anyway, for this recipe, we're going to use the Mate Brio tea. You're going to need a cocktail shaker, and some gin, some honey, some elderflower liqueur, a little bit of lemon juice. The recipe calls for highball glass, but I'm actually going to do it in this glass here with a decorative ice cube. So first things first, we're going to brew the tea.
Lights are twinkling, streets aglow, frosty rooftops, dusted snow. Carols echo through the town, steady love all around. Oh, I'm wrapped in Christmas cheer. Hearts are warm when winter's here. Laughter rings out loud and clear. Oh, I'm wrapped in Christmas cheer. Gifts beneath the sparkling tree.
And then the recipe calls for mixing honey with equal parts honey and warm water to make a honey syrup. And that's just because you need the honey to go into the warm water to, melt, essentially, like dissolve into the syrup so it doesn't stay, dissolve into the cocktail so it doesn't stay like sticky. So the alternative is just mix it right into the warm tea. And now we want to just let that get cool. So while we wait for that to get cool, I'm going to chop the lemon, ready to squeeze some lemon juice, and I'm going to get some ice in the cocktail shaker. So I'm being impatient and I just put the tea in the fridge to cool it down a little bit faster. We live in the desert, so it's not particularly cold here, and so waiting for things to cool down can take a while. So while that's cooling, we can put the other ingredients into the cocktail shaker. So first up, we need 2 ounces of gin. I'm going to use this one. My mum brought this back as a gift actually when she visited Santa Fe, New Mexico this summer, but it's a lavender gin, and you don't need a lot, and like any gin will do, but I think this one might be really nice with this particular cocktail. With the elderflower and with the Mate Brio tea, I think it'll be delicious. So let's get that gin going. And into the shaker. Next up in the recipe is honey, which we have already added directly into the tea. So then we need about half an ounce of fresh lemon juice. So I'm just going to squeeze some lemon juice in. And let me get the seeds out first. And honestly, I kind of eyeball it. So So about that. And next up, about half an ounce of the elderflower liqueur. And this is optional, you don't need this one, but it does just give a really nice kind of extra depth of flavor, and it goes really well with gin. It has kind of a floral flavor, which sounds gross, but you know, floral drinks don't sound great, but it is yummy. So it's still, the tea's still a little bit warm, but we're gonna just go ahead and use it. And I'm gonna eyeball, this is approximately 6 ounces, so I'm gonna do approximately 4. You kind of can't go wrong. And then I'm gonna shake it. And that will cool it the rest of the way from shaking it with the ice in there. And so then fresh ice in your glass. Oh, I filled it all the way to the brim. And there we go, cheers.
Lights are twinkling, streets aglow, frosty rooftops, dusted snow. Carols echo through the town, steady love all around. Oh, I'm wrapped